Yo, yo. What's going on, guys? Jay, Matt. Rad Runyon. Soren. It's 5 o'clock now. What up? Very true, my friend. What's going on? Thanks for taking us with you to the PNW. You're welcome, my friend. It was a rad trip. Unfortunately, we had some smoke come in, but I guess that's the way it goes. Definitely want to go back. For sure, for sure. My internet's been out all day. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to stream, but it looks like they fixed the internet. There's been Xfinity trucks down my street for most of the day. So, not too sure what to expect with it, but just chilling, got some tea for the stream, says Jay. I got some water this time. I always make the mistake of not having anything to drink during these. I'm curious about the Garage Boys because Dakota's in like... Dakota is in... He's like... They're like right in the heart of that whole thing, so hopefully they're all right. Hurricane Ian. Matt Edwards says should be 8 months. Either way, let's go. I know. I don't know if they're accurate at this point anymore, but 8 or 9 months, whatever, man. It's all good. Thank you, Matt. Huge supporter of the channel. Goes without saying. With the massive donations to the channel and a Stoke Squad member. So thank you, my friend. Proper way to say it is Rainier. Yeah, we went over the pronunciation of Mount Rainier before, so I apologize if I said it a little bit off. Rainier. I don't know if that's the exact way, but yeah. What's up, Justin? I'm studying while being lethargic as hell. That sucks, man. At least you're studying. Would you already have an exam or something? Kyle, Nepa Bob Crane, what up, everyone? Quick stop in to say hello. How you doing, Kyle? Thanks for stopping by, man. Nipple Bob loves you all. And we all love Nipple Bob. We appreciate you, man. Stoke Squad's in full force already. Jay, Soren, Matt. Justin. Kyle. Jeff. Justin, I was saying the same thing. I just said the same thing I think before he hopped down. I was like, I hope Dakota's all right, because I see that they're just like in the direct line of that, and just checking out his Instagram stuff, like he's yeah, it's gonna be pretty gnarly. So hopefully not even just them, everyone in that area is gonna be all right. But Jeff E, glad you're not at Sebring this week. I know, I was thinking the same thing. There's another big race in Atlanta this week, and they're getting a lot of the storms as well. So hopefully it'll all blow out here within the next week or so. But yeah, if we were in Florida now, it would be miserable, especially just south of Orlando. What's up, Morgan? So ready to hear about how the race last weekend went. Cody Covey, yo. Soren, when you were there, it was Rainier, now it's Rafar. Yeah, I bet, can you not even see it anymore? Or what? Has it just gotten really smoky? I'm stoked I was able to see it and had such a clear few days there. It was definitely my most favorite place that I went to of the trip. What a race weekend, man. Thank you, Justin. Thank you. It was a successful weekend, but we always want better. Greg Carr, what's going on? Howdy, y'all, from a rainy Seattle. We definitely got a pretty strong crew from the PNW. No doubt about it. It's all take a minute to think about. Oh yeah. DC, what's up, Devin? How you doing, man? Be safe, garage boys and gals. That's right. We got garage boys, garage girls, garage dogs, garage dad. We got the whole garage crew. So if they get on the stream, I will be beside myself. Cause I could just imagine there's a hurricane going on outside and they hop on the stream, but. I had a quiz today in math. I'm about to finish a quiz for art now. What kind of math you doing, Soren? Vail Resorts dropped some news today. What's the news? Spill the beans, Matt. Parker Moore, what's going on, man? Welcome to a stream. Like I mentioned, the Stoke squad is out, man. Bunch of green names. So thank you guys, not only for being a part of the Stoke squad, but also showing up to the stream. That guy. Since I'm in Bellingham, I can't see it. I could see Mount Baker, but I can't now because it is cloudy. Gotcha. Penny, yeah. When I put the penny hat on, I thought of you, Justin. It was hanging behind my my bed. I was just saying that my internet's been out all day, and before I knew that there was like an Xfinity like outage here, I went through like reset my routers, like reset my whole network, and my penny hat covers up all the plugs for that. So I was in contact with the penny hat, which I usually am not. So that is what inspired me to wear the hat. And now we just like got internet back, so I don't know, it might just drop off at some point, but just gonna keep rolling with it. I went to the Implic Peninsula last week, did a 4-day hike along the coast. Hell yeah, man. Were you up north on the coast, or whereabouts were you at on the peninsula? Hiking on the coast was harder than I thought. Definitely harder than I thought. I thought it'd just be like 3 chill miles, but it wasn't. There's no power right now. Well, I think that would make it so they won't jump on. But yeah, it's like the thick of it right now, right? It's supposed to be getting hit this morning and tonight and stuff. So positive vibes to the garage crew. That's right. Rico, gotcha. Park City is sending our new lifts to Whistler. Oh, the lifts that Park City was supposed to get, they're just ripping up to Whistler instead. Pass are going digital for the 23-24 season, but still have a hard copy. What DC? I guess it's probably coming to all resorts. Kind of like everything's kind of digital anyways, right? Like they just scan the pass, so might as well, I don't know, what are they gonna do, have it in your phone or something? Or are we gonna put like a chip in our bloodstream and we just like go through like that? Parker Moore watched the races last weekend. You're gonna have the M4 parts on your card next race. Did you pick up on that from my Instagram, Parker? How did you know about the M4 parts? And as Morgan says, don't forget the like button. Yes, if you guys enjoy the streams, minimally invasive, you can hit the like button, thumbs up. Get that cooling upgrade, fresh ponies, well watered. Huh. Obviously I haven't talked much about the race. IG, okay. What's up, Josh? JH Sports. Yeah, yeah, so there's a lot that's been like developing with the series. And like long story short, we've really been cheated like the whole year, unfortunately. Cody Covey, welcome to the Stoke Squad, my friend. Welcome, the newest member of the Stoke Squad, man. Thank you for the support, dude. So where was I getting at? Yeah, there's a few things. Where do I start with this? All right, there's 14 rounds in the series. We're through 12, so the season's basically over. Places in the championship are pretty solidified. There's still room for things to move around these last rounds, but we need people to like just not finish the race, like very sort of rare, uncharacteristic things. But the first thing that Rad Runyon, $25. Thank you, man. Love the drone footage of the PNW. Thank you, my friend. I wish I got more, but like I mentioned last stream, I hate flying the drone, so I need to just do it because it always looks so good. But I always want to play by the rules a bit. But thank you, man, for the 25. I keep losing my train of thought here, guys. We're talking about the cooling of the M4. Long story short, we won't be putting it on because there just isn't enough time. I'm going to Indianapolis next week. But basically, there's parts that have been homologated for the M2 that we didn't know about. One of which is the entire cooling mechanism, meaning bigger radiators just for the cooling of the whole engine, and different sort of cooling pieces for the turbos. The M2 is a twin turbo. So teams have been running the bigger cooling package. So when it was 95 degrees this weekend, we were suffering from water temps, which is your engine temp, differential temperatures, and just basically, a cooler engine runs better. It can put out more power, all that sort of stuff, and ultimately lead to quicker lap time. So if you guys have been following this season, we're right up there as one of the quickest cars, but oftentimes we are like a tenth off, right? Tenth or two off. So one thing that we totally missed out on is this cooling package, which the Rooster Hall Racing team is running it, Fast Track Racing, and those are the two cars that are ahead of us. So we just completely lost out on that. Secondly, we had to pull our differential out of the car. Because there's been funky stuff with the differential. There's BMW techs there that pull the data out of all the cars, and there has been some really funky things going on. And I'm not saying people are cheating, but I'm also not saying that people aren't cheating. And so they do what's called, they tag the differential. So at Road America, they put a tag on the bolts, so you can't like remove or swap out the differential. And they're making people pull the diffs out. So we pulled our diff out on Thursday night. We were up to like midnight. So we took the entire subframe out of the car. We had to pull the diff out. Then we give it to the tech guys. They literally opened up the differential, looked at sort of how it's all bladed and stuff like that to make sure it's running it how BMW intends it to. And then they give it back to us and we had to put it back in. So we are one of 2 guys who have done it so far. And one of the top cars have not pulled their diff yet. And so it's just some really fishy shit that's unfortunate, because what I'm racing in is a spec series, meaning all the cars are the same, and that's how it should be. And so we're basically finding out that actually this isn't really a spec series, because we're not all on a level playing field. And so in my opinion, what should have happened is at the start of the year, we already seal the engine, we seal the transmission, right? So no one can get in there. You're not supposed to mess with those. They should have sealed the diff from the beginning, because it's really the only other piece of the powertrain that will affect performance. So you can't you're not going to put in a new diff and pull like 20 more horsepower or something, but you can adjust it to where you get different sort of different areas of torque. So like you can get off the corner a lot better. You can kind of adjust the way that each wheel receives power. So a few things that would definitely impact performance. And so when BMW pulls the data from each car, they see that the diff temperature is different, right? They see that a car is putting power differently than other places. And so it's taken them this long to get there. And the one car that they are suspecting of cheating with a diff, this team cheated with a diff in 2019 on their BMWs. And so this team has a history of doing this, and they're still the team that hasn't pulled it yet. So if for some reason they find something with the diff, it would move us up into second place, because they would be DQ'd from all of the races since the diff got sealed. It might sound confusing, and it's probably like, probably said a lot of stuff that might not make sense, but at this point, there's still a lot of unknowns that might be going on. We've been by the rules this whole time. They checked out our diff was fine. And so, yeah. That's kind of what's been going on, and just a really frustrating weekend, because it just is a driver like being on the threshold of the car all the time and still not able to get up that extra tenth or two, and then learning this sort of stuff. It just kind of sucks. And we have we're obviously a really small team, right? We basically have 2 crew guys, myself, and so we're up against guys who do this full time. They have full-time crews, they have engineers, driver coaches, right? So it's like, man, after all this time, we thought this was spec racing, and then we get into this situation. It's just kind of like, it's just shitty. So a lot could change at Indianapolis, and I just hope people who are not playing by the rules get caught. Didn't want to be the only white name. I appreciate that, Cody. Thank you for joining, man. Welcome. And Rad Runyon, thank you for the $25. So I hope that kind of makes sense about the racing. So both races, we struggled for temperatures, and when I talked to the other guys, like on the podium, they're like, no, our car was fine. No temperature overheating. And I'm like, okay. Cooling, air fuel adjustment with ambient temps and humidity for that tune have to rework. Yeah, they also got their ECU pulled in NOLA too, so it's just like, I mean, it's pro racing, and that's just kind of like, obviously people are trying to get as much of an advantage as they can, but and I just, yeah. Why didn't the M2 come that way from BMW in the first place? Good question. I don't know. I think because when the M2 came out, it's still in development, and the thing with the M2 is that it runs really hot. So I think it's a way of trying to combat that. So you talking like a last minute upgrade before the races? I don't know how long people have been running these upgrades, to be honest. I have a feeling it's been all year. I knew Rudd was on PEDs. There's a whole nother theory with Rudd that I didn't even get into. That's like a whole other thing. And it got addressed, and then Rudd was a little bit off the pace this weekend. So it was like, I don't know. I just feel like there's some fishy stuff going on. What's up, Grand Illusion? Chin, what's going on, man? Welcome. Long time, my friend, but thanks for being here. This lens is hunting like crazy. Maybe I can lock it. I'm trying a whole different setup it's a lot closer. Will they check everyone's before the end of the season? That is the plan, Parker, yes. They're checking theirs at Indy. They're like required to pull it out. And so I'm hoping some stuff can be found. The thing is like you can cheat the tag. So I just feel like they're gonna have time to take the seal off, put their diff the way like it needs to be, and then put the seal back on. Like it's not a foolproof system. So they need to be checked. They're going to be checked at Indianapolis. I just feel like they need to pull everyone's diff or no one's diff at the same time, right? You can't give someone, they've had a month now to figure out how they're going to get around it. And so I just think, hey, we're pulling diffs out. Everyone's got to take the diff out. Not like, hey, when do you want to do it? Because it's just giving people time to figure out ways around it or whatever else. So, but if someone is caught, they will be disqualified from every race from Road America. So 3-4 races of points worth, and it would move us up into definitely second place, potentially first. But honestly, Rudd already had his diff checked and he was clean, so it's not Rudd. And so you guys can kind of deduce who the other person is based on the finishing spots. And yeah, someone's been cheating in the races. Yeah, I think there's been cheating going on. There's a team that's got caught cheating in 2019 with diffs and BMWs. So, what's up, bro? Hope all are excellent. Excellent hike, Lucas. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for watching, my friend. All right, I'm gonna try to lock this because this is driving me crazy. What do you suspect they're doing? I heard a team's putting shims in the diff. They could add limited slip capabilities. Yeah, it's not going to be something super obvious, but you can one, flip the blades upside down. You can change the ramping of the diff, and so that's what I would think they would be doing, because there's a company that just all they do is specialize in BMW diffs. So something as simple as changing like the ramps of them or just putting them upside down is probably what they would do, right? So like you're not going to notice anything looking at like the diff externally, but as soon as you open it up, you'll see that it's not the same. So I don't know like a shit ton about diffs and stuff, but that's what they would be doing. It's just messing with the way it ramps and stuff like that. So, and again, it's just going to change the way that you can put power down, you know? So shows how good your team is while playing by the rules. And that's what my team said, because I've been pretty upset by it. And yeah, texted Alden and Tyler and was like, man, I just can't believe, I just feel like we've been cheated this whole year. And they just said we should, you know, hold our head high, you know, for where we're at for playing by the rules. They should have been cracking down on this kind of regulation stuff earlier. Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier, Chin. Like, start of the season, they sealed the engines and the transmissions, right? You can't get in there, can't touch them. They should also have sealed the diffs. That's it. Those are like the 3 main pieces of the powertrain, right? And like, the whole point is that it should be spec racing. Everything, in my opinion, should be the same other than the setup on the car and the driver. That's it. People are running different brake pads that we didn't know about. So we've been running like the brake pads that Fast Track told us to run, but it's like everyone else is running different brake pads. And I'm like, well, shit, you know, it just, it's tough. Getting an ECU pulled has got to feel like getting your pass pulled. Yeah, and they never gave the ECU back to him, which was like, if you're gonna pull an ECU and then they've done something to the point where you don't give it back to them, how do they not get some sort of penalty? Like, that's just pulling an ECU and not giving it back, in my opinion, is just saying that they did something wrong, or else you would have given them the ECU back. And like, no offense, if you look at the first race in Sonoma, Garrett was, in my opinion, nowhere to be found. And then all of a sudden at NOLA, he's like P1. And I have a bunch of videos of like, man, his car is so quick, his car is so fast. And I talked to the BMW tech, and they're like, no, you just got to do this different, this. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I got to just get better. And now it's like, we're at the end of the season, and it's just like, now all this stuff is coming to light. I'm like, okay. It just is weird. Do you know where I can watch your race at Indy for Morgan? There's a YouTube channel called GT World, and that live streams all of the races. Scandals happening at the races, PEDs. Yeah, I don't know about PEDs, but car PEDs. What's up, Mark? What was the other gripe about Rudd? Okay, so this is, so you either have to run with windows up or windows down, right? You can't run in between. But no one in their right mind would run with windows down, because windows up is going to be the fastest, because there's so much less drag on the car, right? Like, windows down, all the air is going to come through and essentially make like a parachute, right? So literally everyone runs windows up besides Jacob Rudd. And this has been all season, and we're like, we just started noticing it. Honestly, I didn't notice it because I'm out in the car, right? But then the crew guys were like, have you guys ever noticed Rudd runs with his windows down? And I'm like I said, no one would do that. You just wouldn't run with your windows down. And so someone mentioned it, this event, and so then he went windows up. And what the theory is, and I didn't make this theory, another team actually did this, because there's air conditioning in the car, they thought that he was running windows down because they might have removed some sort of AC condenser, which sits in front of the radiator, and it gets really hot and also just blocks airflow. So the thought was that he's running windows down because he took out all the AC in the car to help cool the car down even more, if that makes sense. And amongst other things, we don't really know why. All we know is that now he went windows up after Tech said something to him, and we just noticed he wasn't like the quickest car out there like he's usually been. So just kind of weird stuff. Like, why would you run with your windows down? Like I said, just makes no sense. I knew Cugliari was shady. Yeah, it wasn't even Cugliari. And this is all just like, this is all, you know, why is the word escaping me? None of this is like, is a fact. There's no like speculation. Yeah. But I talked to the tech guy, the head technical director of the series, and he's like, I wouldn't be making people pull the differentials out of the car unless I had like a reasonable cause to do so. So they pull data after every single session. Literally BMW Motorsport from Germany comes over, they plug into the car, and they pull the data from the car. I don't even know all the data that they can see, right? So then they give all this to the technical director, the tech guys of the series. So his point was like, he wouldn't be making people go through all this trouble to we took out the entire rear of the car. Like, we dropped the whole subframe. So we had the axles out, the exhaust out, like there was nothing in the rear of the car. So he wouldn't be making people do that unless what he says there's some sort of reason to do so. So he's really adamant that there's something going on with the differentials. And the BMW tech told me, because I had a high diff temp on Saturday because it was so hot. We raced at like 2 in the afternoon. So my diff temp was 145 degrees Celsius. It was through the roof. I had to keep clearing the alarm during the race. I was able to talk to the BMW guy during the race, or have my crew guys, and he's like, just drive through it. The car's not going to go into limp mode, just whatever. There's 15 minutes left. But the only car, this is what the BMW guy told me, the only car that didn't have, that diff was 15 degrees lower than everyone else's, was the Rooster Hall car. The car that they're thinking has something going on with their diff. So you're telling me 8 of the cars have high differential temperatures, and then there's one that doesn't. It wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean? These cars are the exact same. Saw the Papa Joe's times were pretty quick this weekend. Yeah, Joe has been doing really well. Last time at Road America, and then here at Sebring, he's been within a second of us, the leaders. So it's been really, really good. I work with him constantly through the weekend. Like, you can never do enough data with that guy. He always just wants to learn what he needs to do differently, and he goes out and does it. So he's been driving exceptionally well. So he's 61 years old driving against 20-year-olds, you know, so he's just inherently at a disadvantage in terms of reaction time and all that sort of stuff. So he's been great. He loves Sebring track, so Lucas is ready to throw hands. Yeah, that's the next step. It's just throwing hands about it. It takes the fun out of it. And if it were me, how could you feel good about winning if you're cheating? Michael Massey is in charge of this series. Yeah. Got me gassed. Big speculation going on, but that's what we do. Exactly. It's all speculation, but it's backed by some data, right? So it's still speculation at this point, but we also don't know because not all the teams have removed their diffs. The Windows thing is a huge speculation that the Hard Motorsport guys brought up to us, and I was kind of like, yeah, I guess it could be true. It is just it's just weird that you would run Windows down. That's all. Like, and still be that quick. So would it be wild if Rudd and Garrett got DQ'd for the other races? Lucas goes number 1 at the end of the season. Yeah, that would be wild. Rudd's diff was clear. They've already pulled their diff, and they were fine. So really the only one is going to be Garrett. But I think they have so much time. That's why I brought back to my point. Like, they have enough time to figure out how to get around it, whether it's resealing it, you know, or whatever, you know, like they should have just went to everyone, not even done the freaking tag, because the tag gives people time. They should have just been like, we need everyone to pull your diffs out. Like, it took us like 6 hours to do the whole process. It took a long ass time. But they should just went to the teams that they want the diffs from and say, hey, we need the diffs out of the number 1 car, the 26 car, whatever, the 44 car. That's it. Like, no warnings, like nothing. Because people know how to cheat and they know how to get away with it, so. Running windows down and then changing to up is fishy. Mid-season windows down is questionable. You'd literally be like strapping a freaking parachute to your car. Like you wouldn't never run windows down. They even say the AC doesn't pull any power. Even if it pulled 1 or 2 horsepower from the car, which it probably does, that would still be way quicker than running with windows down. Yeah, I got the fancy lube or something, or just a whole different diff in there. What's up, Amanda? Hi, Lucas. Long time no see. Hope you are doing well. Yes. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you are doing well. Also. Oh, dang, I didn't know Joe was driving also. Yeah. Joe is a driver as well. He keeps the rear of the field in check, but he's out there every session getting it done, so. And a fast track team believes that running that windows up is best. Why wouldn't everyone on the team believes that running windows? Why wouldn't everyone on the team be doing the same thing? I don't know what to make of the windows thing. I really don't. Because like I said, I feel like I didn't really notice it. It's something that like the crew guys noticed, like, hey, why is he running windows up or windows down? And yeah. I just think other teams know stuff that we don't, which is fine. Because a team like Fast Track, right? Like that's like a company. That's what they do full time, is like BMW racing, right? So they have that extra information, but it pisses me off that no one told us about the bigger cooling package. Like the BMW tech, he's there all the time, all day. And it's like, hey man, why wouldn't you have just said something? Like, oh, why aren't you running the bigger cooling package, you know? Papa Joe beat Rudd this past weekend. I do feel bad for Rudd at the same time because, like, cutting a tire, yeah, that sucks. That sucks. That's never a good thing. Especially at this point in the season, like he's just trying to score points to clinch the championship, but tell your pit mechanics or YouTube live stream fellows say thanks for the hard work on you and Papa Joe's car. Wrenching in 95 degrees is hard, no doubt about it. They're troopers, couldn't do it without them. And like as that like 12 o'clock to like 3 o'clock time period, man, it's like heavy out there. It was so hot and so humid. It's like it was brutal. So they were total champs by sticking with it. So check Rudd's high beams twice. Maybe his high beams are like a little boost button. You just wanted a sauna, lose some weight. Yeah, I mean that's the thought, is if like there's no AC in there or there's something else going on in there, you know, he's running windows down just so it's not as hot. But I don't know. Air conditioning pulls about 1 or 2 horse. Air conditioning in a car is like 20-30 pounds. Yeah, I mean luckily there's obviously a minimum weight, right? So it's like, it's not that their car is lighter, but you could always pull the weight out of there, right? Like we don't even, like, did they even have windows at all? Did they take all the window mechanisms out and then you can ballast the weight, you know, in a better spot, down low, like in the center of the car? So it's not like anyone is lighter than someone else because they check ride height and weight after every session. But yeah, I don't know. So it was a good weekend, all things considered. We had a 2nd place and a 3rd place finish. We were fastest in practice. We qualified on the front row, so we learned about the cooling package after the second race, and so it was just like, man, that's like, you know, that's the way we went off with the weekend. On the second race, I was getting engine temp warnings, you know, so it's like, and especially with a turbo, like a twin turbo like that, like the cool air and everything, it's like, it's so important to just, for a car like that, so. So the last rounds are next weekend, so in Indianapolis. So should be fun. I've never been there before, so just been doing some laps on the sim, so I don't show up totally blind with it. But yeah, like I said, we definitely have third place in the championship clinched. That's really not going to go anywhere. We are still fighting for second place. And yeah, depending on what happens with all this diff stuff and everything, like, we might, you know, stuff could change. If not, we are probably, let me try to do this math in my head, 7, 17, 14, 24. We're about 30 points back from second, so we would need to basically win both races. You know, it's not out of the question. Keep your head down, Lucas. Keep doing what you're doing. Those are just, yeah, totally. And that's what I did. That's what I had to keep telling myself. That's what, you know, Alden kept telling me, was like, we can't control that. You know, I was just kind of getting in my own head with it. So we're sticking by the rules, and yeah, that's all we can do. So great weekend. You and the team have been running an amazing season. Yeah, I mean, especially considering kind of the goals when we went in there of just like, you know, first year back, new car, let's just like figure it out. And so to be consistently at the front, we have 10 podiums and 12 starts, with one of those non-podiums being because we blew a tire, and the other non-podium being because we made contact with Garrett and then worked our way back up the fourth. So we would almost be 12 for 12 with podiums had those stuff not happened. So we've definitely shown that we're a consistent front runner. That's always, you know, a threat of being at the front. So that's the most we can do. And you guys can see, like, those are all the trophies. I ran out of room. I got 2 more on the floor down there. So, but when you race, it's like anything other than first place just sucks. Which sim? I just run iRacing. I know there's ACC as well, but iRacing has more American tracks, and I don't know. I like the physics of iRacing. Have you used VR in sim racing yet? I've used it once before at like one of my buddies' places, and it's nuts. It's a really cool, super immersive, but yeah, I just have my sim rig and everything is nothing special. So I would love to get a bigger widescreen monitor or like triple monitor setup, but I literally just have like a 27-inch thing. You're gonna do some sim hiking at PC this week? I'm not sure, Matt. We're kind of in the fall colors are out, so I want to try to do a fall mission this weekend, but I don't have anything planned at the moment. Do you have a sim, Chin? Dude, this hunting is so bad on this. I'm using a different lens. I'm using a 50 mil, and it's like, man, it's awful. With half the budget and manpower of the other teams, there's a lot to be proud of. Yeah, I know. I need to keep reminding myself of that. I really do. We don't have... Yeah. I get out of the car, I do all the data, right? We don't have a driver coach. I'm trying to figure it all out on myself. Like, we don't have an engineer. I just work with Alden and Tyler. Like, yeah, let's add a little bit more tow, or let's take some camber out of the car, right? So we're very grassroots in that sense. I know a guy who was racing E30s not at a minimum and not a minimum weight. They were required to have the stock spare. To be legal, he welded 30 pounds of weight plates to the spare bottom of the spare rim bottom as ballast weight in the floor. That's interesting. So no minimum weight, but they were required to have the stock spare tire. Yeah, we have a ballast box that you have to put your extra weight in there. It's on the passenger floor. But and they take your driver weight at every event, you know, so weight and ride height is like, that's a very you know, that's like a black and white thing, because go over the scales, they have a ride height tool, so that stuff, and if you fail, it's just DQ. I want VR just for AC racing, basically, but it seems like a big ask for a single game. Yeah, I don't know which one I used. I put the goggles on and they had like these little like sensors above the TV or something that it must have communicated with. And I just did like a practice session, but it was super cool because obviously like as you look around you move in the car, so when you make the big bucks, we'll get you a $10,000 sim racing setup. Yeah, I just want better pedals and, like I said, a better like monitor setup, but what I have works. I don't mind it. All right. Be patient 1 second while I... That's gonna be it. Is that gonna work? Oh, you motherfucker. All right, it might be a little soft, but I think it'll be better than the hunting back and forth. Okay, I'll stay right here. Chin plays ACC religiously. I have ACC. I've played it once, I think. Might need some more light in me. Yeah, you're probably right, Devin. This lens is also just notorious for having a bad autofocus like that, but yeah, more light. I need to get my light. I usually use a light in the shorter days like this, but I just cranked the eyes, so yeah, I gotta stay here. ACC is less expensive than iRacing over time and more modern, plus tire physics better on ACC. Yeah, and if you're into the GT3 cars and stuff, no doubt it's better for sure. I like the tracks on iRacing a little bit better. But I haven't really tried ACC very much, so. Still have a ton of coupons left over. I'm on payday tomorrow on Sunday, cab on Friday, and Saturday for the wine fest for the last weekend. There's a wine fest? The colors seem pretty good up there on the mountain, Matt. To buy a car and track model iRacing isn't something I wanted to get into. ACC missing some tracks though does suck. Yeah, I think it's I I don't really mind the, because it's like you just pay once, then you have it. And with ACC, you have to get like the pack, right? And if like you don't, I don't know, if you don't want everything in the pack, you're paying stuff you're not going to use, so. I think it's pretty similar, but I don't like the online stuff with iRacing, to be honest. Like the whole, I don't like how someone can just come take you out and then you get the incident points for it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's not even my fault, but I still get penalized for it. So I thought there was a single black around somewhere on Jupe. I didn't know it was all double Ds, maybe sliding down. Yeah, dude, it's all a double black, man. Experts only. But you gave us your word. You promised we were gonna see Justin on Jupe. What's up, Carlo? I'm doing well. How are you, my friend? Every time I went to Jupe, it's been closed because I go to PC early season. Yeah, you gotta wait. So I've had it sometimes like the weekend before Christmas it'll open, which is pretty rad. But I think like last 2 years it's been after New Year's and stuff. Lucas, have you tried manual focus? I'm on manual focus now. But that's why now I have to stay farther back because I'm also shooting this wide open at 1.2. So the focus is extremely thin, or the depth of field is very thin. So it's as soon as I move front or back, it's out. I'm not ready for double blacks. That is crazy. Ah, dude, you're ready. Rhino and West Scots are more mellow. The problem with West Scots is that it's tough to get to. You got to traverse across and then go through the woods, or you can hike. You can hike to the top of it, but then you got to go off a cornice. And West Scots can get really bumpy, like bumped out, but it's more open. Probably one of the most mellow parts of Jupe is main bowl, just like all the way to the skier's left, like because main bowl is pretty big, the one underneath the lift, but if you kind of push down it gets shorter, and then it's a little bit little less mellow. But yeah, I mean, it's at all double black area. Yeah, Chin's got it right. You gotta get out of your comfort zone if you want to get better. Can't say for too long. I just want to say hello and show my support by dropping a like. Carlo, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up button. How uncomfortable my ass right to the hospital. You should play ACC so that remember your car and team is on it. That's right. I forgot the M2 is actually on there, and they have Indianapolis, so I could run that exact car. Huh. I might actually do that because I've been running the M4 on Indy the past 2 days just to get some laps, but it'll probably be better with the M2. Yeah, I'm actually gonna log on to ACC then probably tomorrow. No easy way down from Jupe. That is right. McConkey's is a little bit of like a better spot to get up there because they do have a single black. And I think they even have a blue up there, so it's like you can kind of work your way into a double black. I want to use it all though, I understand. Especially if you want. Safety first. Hazards still exist. the coming down part. Okay. We'll figure that part out when we get up there, Justin. We're going up. My goal for this winter is to do blacks comfortably, maybe double blacks in a couple years. Hell yeah, dude. That's an awesome goal. That's the right way to do it too. Like kind of work your way up into it. But oftentimes the hardest part is just like the mental side of it, you know? Things are always seem a little bit more difficult, and then when you do it, at least that first time, it's like, okay, that wasn't that bad, and then you can progress from there. But some double blacks you definitely don't want to mess with because they can be, you know, 40-degree pitch or something, and the biggest thing, like Matt kind of mentioned in Devon, is like the hazards with it. You know, whether it's rocks or like they're obviously not groomed and not patrolled isn't the right word. They're not necessarily like manicured and taken care of, so you gotta kind of be careful with that. But doing great, dude. Hook and Lips Fishing. Who supports merch? I got a few more people who ask me about merch now that the skiing is coming up. But my issue with merch is that what's gonna happen is people are gonna say they want merch. I make it, right? I pay for it, and then the people who say they want it don't buy it, and then I'm stuck with all the overhead of it. So merch, I think, is a very I don't know. I'm just skeptical with merch because it's the one thing where it's like you gotta stock kind of, or at least pay for inventory up front unless you do some sort of different drop shipping thing. But I don't know. I'd rather grow the channel more before doing merch. I tried to make a sticker and that got eaten up. Not eaten up, got roasted pretty good. So I'm not the best at the whole branding side of stuff. So really got to get back to Whistler. I'm definitely getting some days at Mount Baker with the ski and snowboard club at school, or with the Baker bus. Yeah, I would love to get up to Canada. Whistler would be sick, and I'm stoked for the mountains up in the PNW. Going up there last week or whatever kind of whetted my appetite for going back up in the winter, because those mountains are legit. So the 51.8 hunts a bit, I suppose. Not surprising 1.2 is worse. Yeah, I think at least the 51.2 is definitely more of a photo lens, so it struggles with video. I love the look of it, but I'm obviously in shit conditions right now, so I don't really blame it for hunting. But I do like the lens. Just I don't use it that much for video. 9-person snowcat on eBay, 12.5 grand. We should all do it. We could get 10 people. We each put up $1,200. And then we can just go mob around Park City. You're never gonna be ready for Whistler Black Cones double blacks. They are noticeably harder than other double blacks I've skied. I bet, man. I feel like you got to take every mountain's double blacks like without any bias of other ones, of other double blacks, you know. You just got to know hey, this is advanced terrain, expert terrain. And the issue with double blacks is that double blacks just start at a level, but they never get capped, right? Where it's like blue, it gets to a level, it turns to a black, black turns into a double black, right? But basically double black is just your way of saying, hey, everything from this point is kind of just like a free-for-all of how hard it is depending on the pitch and everything else. So I just feel like double blacks can be vastly different in their like degree of difficulties. Are we shooting for the beginning of March for Stoke Squad meetup? Yes. I think we are shooting for March, and I think the earlier the better for the Stoke Squad meetup. And I think the official, like the main meetup, I think is going to be at Park City. I would think. I don't really know. But it seemed to be pretty popular last year with that, so but certainly gonna do it in March. So Indianapolis just got out with the M2. You are correct. You can practice for your next race today. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I've been running Indy with the M4, and it's a pretty similar crossover. Obviously, you know, shift points are a little bit different in gearing, so if I could run it with the M2, that would be awesome. Matt gets paid in granola bars and good vibes. And then Matt sends us those good vibes in the chat here, so, and beer donations. When's the meetup, Lucas? I think first weekend of March, probably. Have you skied Taos? I have not skied Taos. Scott McGee. Design a logo and run it by us on stream from Rad Runyon. Yeah. That's a good idea and also a horrible idea. But it's a good idea because, yeah, you can get feedback, but it's also a bad idea because there's always people that are gonna, yeah, not like it. But I think I have a general idea for the logo, but I just need to modify some things. What's the goals for this year now that winter is rolling back? Later, Soren. I'm going to head off. Stream now. Focus on my work. Yes, focus on your work, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Cody, what's the goals for this year now that winter is rolling back through? By the way, the quality on the summer vids have been amazing. I appreciate that, Cody. Goals for this year? I mean, my number one goal is to ski as many POW days as I can. So that's gonna be it. We talked about sort of, you know, whether we go through. Scott McGee, welcome to the Stoke squad. Join the Stoke squad. That's 2 new members this stream. That has been a record for some time now. So thank you both to Cody and Scott for joining the Stoke squad. Welcome. The chat is just filled with green names, so I appreciate you guys. Yeah, ski as many POW days as possible, and then I just, whether we just chase the storms and where the snow is good, or if I just kind of set out a nice route and then just follow that, has been kind of, I've been leaning more towards just chasing snow. I most likely will just go full-time skiing and like making videos and stuff at this point, with some freelance work like mix in there, but I think the focus is going to be more just adventuring, skiing, checking stuff out, all that sort of stuff. So gonna be quite the transition in that sense. So goals for this year is not getting injured, skiing a bunch of POW, and making videos, and hopefully continuing to grow the channel. If you look at last year, we went from about 4,000 to 16,000 subscribers, which is 4 times the channel. So I don't know if that ratio is like the same, you know, but if you think whatever 15 times 4 would be, or 4 timesing that would be pretty big. So I think a lofty goal would be like 30,000 subscribers, but at the same time, I want to continue building something that's more of like a community, because I think the numbers are less important nowadays than just having like an engaged community, right? So I think that's kind of what you meant, Cody. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I won't be throwing tricks. I won't be hucking like huge cliffs. I just want to ski some POW and enjoy the mountains. So yeah, if that's what you guys are into, that's what we'll be doing. But I'm not going to be throwing back flips off cliffs and stuff like that. So Heading to Deer Valley in February. My brother and I want to hit up another resort for one of the days. Park City or Solitude? Ooh. I feel like they're two vastly different different resorts. In my opinion, if you've never been to either of them and you just have time for one, I would say Park City. I think Park City has a little bit more diversity. I think there's more gnarly terrain at Solitude, but depending on what you're looking for, I have a little bit more of an affinity towards Park City. Both are great though. I do like Solitude as well. I think it's just kind of a sleeper of a mountain. But yeah. If you could, what are your thoughts about the FIA discounting Herta and IndyCar? I disagree with the FIA discounting the super license for Herta. I feel like it's a slap in the face to IndyCar. Like if that doesn't count towards a super license, like but like Formula 3, Formula 2 does, I would personally put IndyCar at those levels, if not higher. IndyCar's, top drivers in the US, and a lot of them have raced some sort of Formula 1 at some point as well. So I can see why they do it. They have a set of rules. I just think they need to lump IndyCar into some of those super license points, because I think IndyCar drivers could make a jump to Formula 1 and not have to go through the other channels. But I'm not too versed on it. What major professional driver would you want to have lunch with if you could? Ooh. Do they have to be living? Or can they be passed away? If they don't have to be living, either Ayrton Senna or Sean Edwards. He was probably the best Porsche driver in the world. He passed away, but living driver, probably Fernando Alonso. Ryan Haldeman just tuning in. Plans for East Coast tour? Yeah, probably no plans for it. I'm never gonna rule anything out, but yeah, I don't have any no plans to do any East Coast skiing. Bro, this focus. This is the last time I'm using this lens for this stream. I thought it would look good, but I gotta like stay back here. Yeah, it's real dumb they aren't giving his license. Yeah, I agree, Cody. Can we do the second week of March? We can do whatever you guys want. My brother is, man, I'm just gonna grab a single day lift ticket. I would say Park City, but if you guys are on Icon, then maybe it might just be best to do Solitude, or hell, go to Snowbird. We got a few more people for second weekend. We're gonna have to do another poll thing, I guess, and just have to. That's the hard part with the meetups, right? There's always gonna be people who can't go to it, and the biggest bummer is like if you're on Icon Pass, right? It's like that's why I did the 2 meetups last year, but I also don't. I don't know. You live in Luna, you don't need to get reservations. There's no reason to set specific dates. Yeah. I agree with you, Devin. I think we just roll with where the snow's at. If it's good in the PNW, we go up to the Pacific Northwest. If it's good here in Utah, we, come rip Utah. Then if we have dry spells, which we most likely will, we can just kind of, hey, let's go to California or something. So the biggest thing is I want to try different places. For example, like Sun Valley. Sun Valley one day, like Palmareal the other day. Like I don't want to do the same resort twice in a row at all because it just people just don't like that. So my plan is to try to ski a new place. Like, I'm not saying I won't repeat, but at least have like new places. So, but that obviously that obviously a little bit more traveling, right? Shit's expensive right now, so it's gonna be a transition because like I've been thinking how can I live stream on the road because the live streams in the winter are like a huge part of the channel and I want to be able to keep those up, but I'm concerned with like internet and all that sort of stuff, but we'll figure it out. Scott McGee, I'm back, dropped for a bit, but enjoying the recent videos and looking forward to winter vids. Oh, hell yeah, well, welcome. Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of looked... I didn't think you were new because you got the different badge, but either way, man, welcome back. Great car. Storm chasing is a great plan, I agree. Be dope, just endless streams of POW. My spring break starts second weekend for March. Please, I want to come this year. All right, this... second weekend it is. If Justin's in, he can make it work. If we can get Justin and Chin, that's pretty big. Those are some major players. Matt also says second weekend, so that's another major player. So it sounds like second weekend of March might be the time. When I retire near to, I want to do Indie Pass tour. That would be rad. That would be rad. Max, you in Utah? I'm riding out the storm in Orlando. I am in Utah, yes. Be safe, my friend. Be safe down there. Second week of March works for Greg. All right, we got a few more second week of Marchers. Can we at least get plenty of nose butter threes? I will be doing plenty of nose butter threes. Although when you catch an edge on those and you go down, that is a gnarly fall. I got my bell rung a few times when I was younger with those. So you gotta be careful with the nose butter threes, but yes. That is one thing I can give you guys. And I can do some threes. Maybe some fives, but that's about where I will cap it. Ooh, Regina's gonna be in DV. February 3rd. But Lucas, DV has better food. Hey man, 100% agree. DV probably has the best food. DV has the best food. Expensive, but Park City for sure. Get that POW. Hook and Lips Fishing. How's Powder Mountain? Powder Mountain's rad. It's a rad place. I think it's a very unique ski resort for a lot of reasons. So if you've never been to Powder Mountain, I would definitely recommend it. I would just caution you to make sure you have good conditions because it's an upside down mountain, meaning you start at the top and then you like ski down. So I've had it before where it's like mixed at the top and then by the time you ski down, it's like raining and shit. So it's lower elevation than some of the other mountains in Utah, but it's a really fun layout, super laid back. Like they limit the passes, so there's not usually crowds. Definitely recommend Powder Mountain if, especially on a good powder day. It's sick. You can ski down to the road, then they run shuttles to pick you up. It's pretty rad, pretty rad. If you want to ski Towels, I used to race with Debbie Armstrong at Alpental Olympic gold winner. She used it as a home mountain. I'm confident I could get her to ski some runs with you. Damn, ski with an Olympic gold medalist, that'd be rad. Oh yeah, see, Chin even said it. Powder Mountain is a hidden gem. No one ever skis there, and it's some amazing terrain. Chin is right. 100% agree. Since you both are visiting DV, come visit me at PC, and I'm on the Icon this season. So you have an Epic from working at PC, then you also got an Icon? That's rad. Kathy, hey Lucas, I loved all your travels in the PNW, just incredible. Thank you, Kathy. I'd have lunch with Jim Clark. skied PC once, and I've been going to DV on and off since '98. DV's dope. I think DV doesn't get enough. Well, it does get enough credit, but I think DV's pretty rad. I'm only saying second weekend of March because the 10th is on Friday and it'll be my dirty 30. So we'll have the Stoke Squad meetup and Matt's birthday party. Yeah, and that's what we did last year. People who didn't have the passes, you know, people use their buddy tickets to help give them discounts and stuff. So we could do the same thing. The stickers, decos you made earlier, what's the chance I could buy one from you? Oh, man. There's only a few people who have those stickers. My original plan was I was going to sell them, but yeah, I just kind of... I put them away, so not a lot of people have seen them. I'll probably just make new ones. I probably would sell those. I'll just put them on my website and just people can whatever buy them if they want, and then I'll probably just take some with me and give them out if a situation ever arises. But the ones that I have made, I probably won't sell. I'm getting hyped for some La Nina snowstorms. No dry spells this year. One thing I have stopped doing, Cody, is predicting the weather. I don't care what people say, what the almanac says, what the weather pattern is looking like. It's either going to snow or it's not going to snow. So I'm obviously hoping for a good year. But I had someone the other day was like, it's going to be an above average winter. I'm like, you know, I hope so, but yeah. I'll just wake up, look outside. If it's snowing, it's a good sign. I'd like to see you ski Taos, Lucas. I want to ski Taos. My plan is to get there this year, Chin. I forgot what the top lift is called, but apparently it's really steep. But yeah, I would love to go to New Mexico and ski. Last chair with Lucas, 3 p.m. every Saturday. Post on IG where to meet. That is a good idea, Parker. I know we talked about that last time. I will probably implement something like that, Parker, of some sort. Yeah, Justin has some of the stickers. I forgot who else might have them. I don't know if Jay has some, or he might have. I don't know if Mark has some. Justin has them, though. Judge just hit number 61 for baseball fans. Second weekend, but in a PNW. I think we do need a PNW meetup because there's just a lot of people who are up there, and it would be pretty cool to do that. Look at Chin. Aaron Judge sucks. Yankees are overrated. Imagine overpaying your team to not win a World Series every year. Sorry, passionate Twins fan who's been beaten by the Yankees for the last decade in postseason. I know nothing about baseball, so yeah, that's between you guys. Hockey starts this week. Let's go. Hockey's nuts, dude. And like they end in June with the Stanley Cup, and they start again in freaking October. That's nuts. I think there's also a Formula One race this weekend, Singapore. EV is sick. I got 35 days at the bike park this season. That's gnarly, dude. That's a lot of days on the bike. I need some stickers so I can tag Matt's baby. Now that is a good reason to get some stickers. Just let me live my lie about snow. All right, Cody. You got it, man. Definitely got more days skiing, but my bike needs some parts, though. Our leadership team will get them off, the stickers. Every time they remove one, we'll add 2 more, Matt. They may or may not be tagged up at DV and PC. Jay's already doing the dirty work. I just checked out the Icon Pass. Base Plus gets you 5 days at Alta, 0 days at Snowbird. Base Pass gets you 0 days at Alta and 5 days at Snowbird. Isn't it the same pass? Isn't it the same thing though? It's Alta Snowbird. I think a pass at Alta should be good for Snowbird. I don't know. It really doesn't make sense. During the O2 Olympics, I got to do a group lesson with Billy Kidd. We ski at the canyons, also was the Russian silver medalist in the group. Judge does deserve a new contract with the Yankees. F1 is almost over. Chin. It is not, dude. I'm bringing my hockey gear back next month. I cannot wait to get back in this. I have my skates and stuff, dude. We should go skate around sometime, Jay. Kachina Peak, that's the one. I think some of the Hike 2 trails may be steeper. Will be at Taos at the end of January, beginning of February. Kachina Peak, yes, that is the one. I'm also kind of stoked for Telluride, because I feel like I left a lot on the table there, but I'm also scared. I'm more scared than I have been. Like, I'm scared to go back to Big Sky. I want to go, but I don't want to go. I think Icon was combined last year. You could be right. I went to Alta early, and I think it was like my 3rd day of skiing last year. 7 races left. Is that what it is? It sounds about right. You play goalie, Jay? I still miss my Super Tech skates. You should totally come up to St. Paul in the winter for the Red Bull Oh, that'd be rad. That would actually be super cool. Our big trip last year was Big Sky and it sucked. When did you go, Cody? You play everywhere, Jay? Net, wing, center, and D. Damn, dude. You have goalie pads and everything? $5 days for base plus you share between Alta and Bird. You can only ski snowbird with base pass. I go to Big Side. My instructor pass lets me ski free there. I also get half off lodging. That's a pretty dope deal because Big Sky is one of the most expensive places out there for sure. Stoke squad hockey team. I feel like we could join. We could create a team for just about anything if we really wanted to. Hockey team being one of them. So regular base 0 at Alta, but a 5 at the Bird. Base plus has Alta and Bird combined for 5 days. Full has Alta Bird at 7 days total. That's still confusing, but I guess it's confusing, but I guess it makes sense at the same time. Full is Alta Bird total at 7? I think I must have used 4 of those days then. At Indy, will you practice on Thursday and qualify race on Friday? Yes. We will practice on Thursday, Jeff, and then we have a qualifying in the first race on Friday. We have a day off on Saturday, then the second race on Sunday. I received your email. I can get you a credential, so you don't have to pay. I think it'd be like $100 something bucks. So, I will send you the information that I need. And then you can just pick up the credential and then you should be all set to kind of go wherever. You could go pit lane, you could go in the garages, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I will email you back with that stuff and then you should be all set. But yeah, the best day to come would probably be Friday. But just depends kind of what you want to see. Week after you, just a sheet of rocky ice from top to bottom. Also, the lifties were oddly rude. They probably had enough at that point. They're like, this shit sucks. It was pretty awful though. Ice with no coverage and rocks. It was pretty rough. You pull a trigger on any backpacking gear. I'm heading out this weekend. First decent weekend here in the south. I have not, Parker. I've had stuff in my cart for 2 weeks now. I haven't actually bought any of it because I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, man, how much am I gonna do between now and when the snow comes? So I haven't really bought it. I'm, trying to save money a little bit so I can make sure I can do stuff in the winter. But yeah, I was gonna get like some more base layers, some different shoes, the inReach tent and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to haven't bought anything. Where are you headed out to though? Gotta read the fine print. Snowboard only access on icon. Base. Day shared between. I don't know. It still doesn't make sense to me. They're the same freaking resort. They're connected by a gate, so I don't know why it would even matter. They should just make it. All that does is it. Icon base plus. if you're a skier, you have to get the base plus at least if you want to go to Ulta. Some areas in the pits are restricted to close. Very true. Yeah, don't wear like sandals and shorts, basically. I would definitely at least bring long pants with you and just wear sneakers. So if you do want to get in pit lane and stuff, they're gonna make you wear pants. So have you ever heard of Winterlude in Ottawa? It is a citywide festival celebrating the frozen river with all the restaurants, bars, and etc. open. You can even wear your skates in the establishments. I have not heard of that, but that is pretty cool. Hey, bro, still in here. What's up, bro? 23 people. Thank you guys if you've been here for the whole time or if you're just stopping by. We are an hour and a half in the stream, and I appreciate everyone who comes to these things. 2 more members of the Stoke squad as well. So no dogs past the garage. I've never been to Indy before, but I would assume it's pretty freaking sick. Lucas, how's the biz doing? It's doing well, man. Thanks for asking. I took on a very large project before I went to the PNW, which is why I had to postpone a lot of that stuff in like all of August. So that was very refreshing from a few different standpoints, I guess. But the bummer is that a lot of it, you know, the whole housing market's changed a lot. Not only just the housing market, obviously the entire economy has been shifting pretty heavily. So that has, you know, taken an impact on what real estate agents would want to spend. You know, people aren't buying homes as much, all that sort of stuff. So in that sense, it's been a little bit slower, but yeah, got some more stuff lined up for next week, which will be nice. So honestly, everything's been going really well, and I think it's done better than I thought since June. And I think now, you know, with the winter coming up, I'm excited to see where we can take the YouTube sort of stuff as well. So yeah, that was a really awkward answer, but long story short, it's been really, really solid, Shin. So thanks for asking. It's been a transition, kind of figuring out like what, getting used to the ebbs and flows of it, if that makes sense, right? Like one week you'd be busy, next week you have nothing. So it's like, it's different than having a consistent paycheck every 2 weeks or something. So, but once I've kind of navigated that a bit more and all that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, it took a big project in August, which has really helped me. And then it led to more work that I'm doing. So I'm doing another thing in Las Vegas in November, which should be really fun and all that sort of stuff. So I think just trying to diversify what I'm doing and not limiting myself to only real estate. But yeah, obviously a lot of people would want to do this, but I really want to see how I can, God damn this focus, how I can continue monetizing my own stuff, because the things I love the most are making videos for the YouTube channel. So I would love to get more involved in any sort of like brand stuff or like a sponsored video. I think would be really cool. I don't know. I think that's the next level of all this to make it actually sustainable. Any plans for this? But thanks for asking, Chen. Any plans for this weekend? To be honest, not really. I was thinking about Jackson Hole because of the fall colors, Could be a nice ripper up there. Usually fall in Jackson's gnarly because you get wildlife and like, you know, the temps can be really cold. So fall in Jackson I think is really rad. So I might rip up there for a weekend ripper. Not really sure. Because I'm leaving on Tuesday for Indy. And so I can't go somewhere crazy. I was going to go to the desert, but I'm like, it's a little bit too early for the desert. I would rather do the desert like October. Maybe even beginning of November a little bit, you know. But my plan is probably Jackson, then the desert, whether that's like Arizona more or Utah. But then I'm also thinking, do we rip an opening day at A Basin, which is usually like in October? Do I just start skiing? But I'm also like, man, early season skiing can be so rough. I guess it's a good problem to have, guys. And you know what? This focus is just gonna stay like this. So oh god. Logan Canyon, I've heard the same thing, Devin. I've never been there before, but I think I've driven through it once. But yeah, typically northern Utah has some really good foliage. The hike looked gnarly climbing down with the rope. Or the hike looked near. Yeah, kind of. I don't do well in those situations, not gonna lie. A lot of the hikes on the coast here in the pack are rope assisted. I didn't know that. How's the workload doing? Everything yourself and managing all on your own? Yes, I am doing it all on my own. It's honestly not bad. The hardest part of it is the accounting stuff. You know, and like running stuff and like yeah, the accounting stuff, just like keeping track of all your expenses, right, and all that sort of stuff. I use a program called Honeybook, which is really nice. It does like all my invoicing, all I basically get paid like right through credit card into my account, so it's like super streamlined for that. Sending contracts out, like really, really easy, which has been huge. So that's made it easy, but like with taxes, paying taxes quarterly, so it's like working with an accountant of like, hey, this is, you know, preparing a P&L statement, which isn't hard, you know, at a level like this. So it's just, I kind of like it because it's like you have the creative side of like the actual video production, but then you have more of like a little bit more rigid side of it with like the actual like business logistics. So, but yeah, doing it all myself. And yeah, I like it. Lucas K, what's going on, man? What's up, all? We got a new camera. No, we did not get a new camera. I'm just using a 50 mil, and I usually use a 24 mil, but I decided to spice it up and use a 50 mil. But little did I know the focus on this thing was going to be miserable. So ooh, maybe this will be better. I gotta be really close though. God damn, dude, it's such a thin depth of field. Any ideas potentially upgrade channel? How can we help? Here's the thing, okay? And the skiing has been the best and the worst thing to happen to the channel, to be honest. It's nothing that anyone can really do or change, but the way YouTube works, right, is like you post a video, it gets pushed out to your subscribers, just like anything, right? And it's like if your subscribers like it and click on it, typically the platform will push it out to other people, right? Get on like the YouTube homepage and all that sort of stuff. That's how the ski videos do really well, is that YouTube is recommending them to people. But now what happens, as soon as I post something that's not skiing, a lot of the people don't watch it. So like YouTube basically just doesn't recommend it right away. So that's where I say skiing has kind of been bad for the channel in the sense that it's so niche that a lot of people, anytime I post something that's not skiing, it just doesn't really go anywhere. So yeah, that's my take on it. I think it's just going to be the nature of the channel. All the growth and stuff happens in the winter. I just get concerned because it just doesn't seem like a sustainable model, in my opinion. But Hawaii into house, can't wait for this win. I'll be there at Snowboard and Solitude Xmas week. Love the hiking videos. Stoked for the ski videos. Love this channel. Awesome job. Thank you, man. Aloha to you. We got something from Hawaii. That's pretty rad. Snowboard and Solitude Christmas week. That's gonna be sick, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hello. Wichita Mountains in Arkansas. Hit me up if you want me to send you my gear list. Guarantee it'd be good for your first. Dude, I actually would be super down if you sent me your gear list, to be honest. I don't know if you have Instagram. You can DM me on Instagram, or you can send me an email, or whatever your preferred method is. You can send me a freaking piece of mail. But yeah, dude, I would love to check out your gear list. October's opening day. Typically, dude, for A Basin, they open before Halloween, dude. It's nuts. It's just one run, right? But so that's why I said it's kind of dumb. But yeah, I think they had like October 17th A Basin opens because of the elevation up there and everything. What number are you using on your videos, Lucas? What do you mean by number, Devin? Tagging your videos is super important, or at least it was a few years back. Yeah, it still is. And I do all that stuff. I use a little add-on called TubeBuddy. It helps you like optimize your video, right? So it's like helps you with the tags and everything, and I do all that stuff. And it's awesome in the winter, right? Because like if you type in skiing of some sort, or like I don't know, Park City skiing, probably one of my videos is gonna pop up, and it's like that with a lot of like Telluride or whatever the place is. So I've tried that with the summer videos, but it just doesn't stick the same way. So we did climb up a road system like that for our day 2 camp. It was muddy because it had a trickling stream down it. We had 35-pound packs on. Honestly, the rope system I climbed up in the beginning of the last video to Storm King freaked me out. I was like, you know what? This is it. I'm finna die. I'm finna die here. The overlake you were at, look, it's so beautiful, the lakes and the surrounding mountains. Yeah, I'm stoked I did that hike, Lucas. The Storm King one was freaking rad. It was hard as shit, though. It was literally just straight up for 2 miles. Oh, and I didn't even see, remember, for 9 months, Lucas K. How's the suspension on Luna doing after those roads? So far, so good. So far, so good. I've been looking at, that's probably my most serious next purchase of anything is suspension for Luna. The thing is, really the only option is about $3,500, so it's like, man, it's expensive. And now I'm in the same predicament where it's like wintertime, I'm barely going off road. right? Because all forest roads are closed and everything. So it's like, okay, I should just save that money, make sure I can ski and travel this winter, and then install it in the spring of next, the spring. But yeah, that is 100% the next upgrade for Luna, is some better suspension, because it sucks right now. Maybe Lucas should save a few vids in the summer. It's not even just that, like people's interest. Like I could show you guys the analytics of my channel. It's like January and February, and then March it starts to trickle down, and April it trickles down as well. So people just aren't skiing in April, right? And when I say people, like most, not saying other people aren't, but the people who are looking at the videos in February and January are not skiing in April anymore. It's people who are going on a vacation, right? Who are coming from the East Coast, let's say, and they want to check out what Park City's like, or they want to check out what another place is like. But then April hits, May hits, and they're on to golf and other stuff. So you just have to ski all year. I don't even want to ski all year. That's the thing. I really don't. New plan, we move Lucas and Luna to New Zealand for the summer. I would be into that. I would super be into that. A Basin got first snowfall. Yep. I believe it, dude. That's what I'm saying. A Basin will be open in October. We might sneak out there and rip some days out there, but you should always tag Armada and maybe your suit and boots. Yeah, the suit, I'm gonna be honest, the suit pissed me off because I reached out to Montech before I bought the suits in December. So it was before the channel had its like big growth spurt last winter or whatever. And I hit them up, and I think I've told this story before, but it's just like, I hit them up asking for like even a discount of like, I'm gonna buy a suit, whatever. I have a YouTube channel. They're like, yeah, no, we're good. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just buy them anyways. And I just feel, it just pissed me off that I'm just wearing their suits, and then they'll comment on my they'll comment on an Instagram picture or something, but it's like, whatever. At the same time, I literally just use stuff that I actually want to use and believe in, so there's that. Imagine it's tough if anyone looking for Park City skiing at the same time. I really enjoy the mix of activities. It's gotta be tough for you to figure out a production strategy. Yeah. On one hand, if you break it down, it's like it's not tough, right? Because it's just like what videos do you want to make, and you just do that, right? Because it's just YouTube, and ultimately it's just for fun. But yeah, I just feel like I have too many interests, to be honest, and like, yeah. Next year, racing is starting sooner than before, so it's like I'm gonna have to. I'll be racing in February, so that's gonna, might change things a little bit, but just is what it is, right? Like, I think making a channel just about skiing just isn't. I think that's a really tough thing to do because you don't ski year round. You just don't. At least I don't. So that's why my production strategy has just been make what I want to make, go on adventures, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's more or less just enjoying the mountains, whether that's in the winter or in the summer, We enjoy the mountains in the winter and we ski them, and we enjoy the mountains in the summer and we hike them or do whatever. Ever done the hike to the top of Half Dome? No, but I want to get a permit and do that. Have you done it before, Morgan? I know it's not skiing, but in the winter you could totally off-road in Sedona and do some camping. It would be a cool trip. I would love to, dude, to be honest. like that, because that's the time to go to those places, right? That's the time to go to the desert and stuff like that. You don't go to the desert in the summer. But I'm also like, dude, at the same time, especially, and this is where it gets really tricky, especially if I'm gonna try to pursue this a bit more. It's like you gotta kind of, whatever the saying is, make hay when the sun shines too. It's like I feel obligated to capitalize on the skiing when it's here, you know? But if you look back, like now we have 300 and something videos, 305 videos on the channel. It's like it was never just skiing right from the beginning, you know. Skiing was like honestly in a way was like a happy accident. I made a Jackson Hole video. So I went up to Jackson Hole to ski, made a video about it, and people really liked it. So like, okay, I'm gonna make another skiing video, and that was how it grew. But yeah, it was never just about skiing. Where like other channels, and we can talk about Jonathan Buckhouse, we can talk about I think there's another one called Progression or something like that. I forgot the first part of it. He's a snowboarder. These people, they're just really you know, winter sort of stuff. So, and to me that just doesn't fulfill my creative desire, I guess, you know. I'm a gear junkie on a spreadsheet. I'll send it to you. That's sick, dude. Definitely send me that spreadsheet. What's up, Brendan? What's the biggest month? January? January and February are the biggest months for sure. February might be a little bit bigger. But yeah, it already has started ramping up a little bit just in terms of people coming to the channel. But like November, December, it'll really start to pick up, even if I don't post anything skiing related. And then December, January, February will be the biggest months for sure. So type in emoji, maybe a video pops up. Does it pop up if you... I made a video a long time ago about the Armada JJs when I first got them. Armada JJs. It's probably because I'm on my account, but if I just typed in Armada JJs, I have a video like pops up one of the first ones. 12,000 views 2 years ago. But it could just be because I'm logged into my account. But yeah, I know what you're saying, Devin. I tried to fix the lens. I just went back to autofocus. Maybe it'll be better because there's a little bit more contrast with how dark it is outside. And I'm 2 hours into the stream, so yeah. Montec versus North Face. I've never used North Face. I think you need the Apple Watch Ultra. It's badass. I have this one, like the first gen. Have you replaced the Chemex? I haven't done that either, Lucas. I need to get another one. I like your vids, Lucas. Keep making vids about what you're passionate about. Flagstaff has Snowball. 30 viewers. That might be a recent max. So thank you guys. As we're 2 hours into the stream, I feel super close now with this lens, and that's, yeah. But yeah, thanks for everyone showing up. But yeah, I'm about that time where my voice starts to just hurt, and I'm running out of things to talk about. Ever been to Ski Copper outside of Leadville? No, I have not. I was supposed to last year, but I got sick. I went to Winter Park, and the next one was going to be Copper, but I didn't make it. So Copper's on my list for next year. Board progression, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. You should definitely visit Wolf Creek, Colorado. One of the best places to go skiing there. Very affordable, and they get some of the most snow. Lucas K, $49.99. Replace the Chemex. You need your coffee, brother. You are right, dude. Thank you for the $49.99, dude. Oh man, Lucas, your support never fails to amaze me. You, Matt, everyone else. But Lucas is a consistent big time supporter of the channel, both monetarily and just being around. So thank you, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get the 3-cup Chemex. It's the smallest one. It's kind of looks more just kind of like a little tube. But I've looked at other options like AeroPresses and stuff. I'm like, I'm just gonna get another Chemex. They make the best coffee in my opinion. So that will be. And I think it's right around $50, so that will be directly used as the Chemex fund to replace, because at this point I have a shit French press. I don't know how you guys use French presses, if you've used French presses before. French press, yeah, those things suck. Absolutely suck. The coffee tastes like garbage. You got like grinds in your teeth, and in a van, it's the worst thing ever because all the grinds sit at the bottom of the French press, so you have to clean it out, right? And if you're in a house, that's fine because you can just take some hot water, rinse it out, and like pour it down the sink. I can't do it in a van, so now I'm like scraping the grinds into the trash. You know, I'm like, this is just stupid. Where like a Chemex, I just pick up the filter and throw it away, and it's done. Michael Bidar, what up? Just got back from golf. I've been on one of your streams in a while. Good to be back. Good to have you. Now I got the same search chart. Mind you, shows you've been like that. Yeah. So that was the first time I ever got the JJs. I don't even want to watch that video. That's, yeah. And the closer I get to it, I'm like, you know what? I'm just finna use the JJs again this year. I was gonna get new JJs. The new graphics look sick, but I'm like, we can't change it up now, can we? It's not close, it's intimate. It is pretty damn intimate. But Lucas, thank you, man. $49.99. I would like to see how close you are to Matt Edwards in the all-time donation, but at the moment, Matt Edwards still claims that top spot. So, Ski Copper. Oh wait, Ski Copper and Copper are two different resorts. Ah, man, I can't keep up. Look, the one thing is that I just ski, but I don't know a lot about gear. I clearly don't know a lot about the resorts, so yeah. Trash that French press. Yeah, I'm finna throw that thing in the trash. I'm gonna break it and then do it. You're grinding too fine. I could be, Cody, because if the Chemex you grind pretty fine, and then the French press you gotta leave it a little bit bigger. Yeah. Big shout out to Justin. Week in, week out, he is moderating these streams. They're definitely more tame now, but if you guys are around in the winter, you know that they can get pretty rowdy. Yeah, huge shout out to Justin for being a part of the community and for being the mod here. So Justin is legit. How about AeroPress? I've looked at the AeroPress. It could be an option because it's kind of like a pour over sort of type, but I'm open to it. I know there's just something about pulling out the glass of the Chemex, putting it on the table, getting your filter right. It's like, man, the whole process is just like, it's almost better than the coffee itself. Star Free 108. They carve surprisingly well for fatties. Yeah, my mission is to show that 116s are great for groomers. Have you ever tried Canon goggles? I have not. I've only used zipline goggles for the past like 5 years or whatever. Good thing you're not racing in Florida. Yeah, seriously. I'd be freaking miserable. Thank you, Morgan. Later. Cooper versus Copper. Copper versus Cooper. Don't get a 3-cup Chemex. The filters don't work as well with the 3-cup. Just buy the 6-cup. That's what I had before, is a 6-cup. So if that's what you say, Chen, I will just get another 6-cupper. I just thought if I could get something a little bit smaller for the van would be nice. Email me, Bayola Alfredo. I think we should all send Justin an email. With that email address, you're asking for it. Bayola Alfredo. Unless there's a deeper meaning or another meaning. At first glance, that's pretty funny, dude. Is the Garage family okay in Florida? They are getting directly hit by the by Hurricane Ian, so make sure we all keep them in our thoughts. Wolf Creek is not a resort, but it's definitely a good ski area to visit. Top 5 in Colorado. Try to get 10K subs, no videos. That'd be hard, man. 10K subs without a video. You should check on the Garage Gang. Yeah, I'm gonna send Dakota a message. Make sure they're all right. You can get a Hardio instead. Similar to Chemex represses, but yes, 3-cup's not as nice to use, and the filters don't fit nicely in 3-cup. I saw there were specific filters though for the 3-cup too. But deeper meaning I'll share with you privately. Marcus Uter cars on. Well, Marcus is like probably one of the best skiers of all time, so. Oh, well, guys, that's gonna be it for me. 2 hours and 5 minutes stream. So appreciate everyone who hung out for the whole time. All the 2 new Stoke Squad members. Justin, thanks for doing what you do. Chin, we loved having you, man. Thanks for stopping by again. And yeah, guys, I'm going to Indianapolis next week, and I'll see you guys later with something. So check out the recent videos if you haven't. And I love all you guys.